Hi, guys. Welcome back to Shades of Reality. And on today's show, I have a very, very, very special guest by the name of Cathy Painter, who is a traditional naturopath from Los Angeles, and Polk Dillon, who is a retired Navy and commercial pilot and entrepreneur from North Carolina. They're both here to talk about the significant health breakthrough, what scientists are calling the greatest health science discovery of our lifetime. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hi. Thank
How are
you.
you today?
We're good. We're good. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming on to the platform.
The pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, maybe I'll just get started by, introducing myself. Again, I'm Cathy Painter. I'm a traditional naturopath out in Los Angeles, but this is my second career. My first career, I was a television writer and producer. And, as a television writer and producer, you really have to develop a lot of research skills. And let me back up a little bit. My mother, I grew up in a household very, very, very into natural health. And so, through the turn of events, my husband was diagnosed with a bad cell issue. And I did deep research and uncovered some things that doctors weren't telling us. And I was able to help him, make a recovery. And that's when I went back to school and became a traditional naturopath. I did not want people to suffer due to lack of knowledge. And so I'm really known as kind of the queen of research because I'm always looking for things that can help us. And I believe that you can reverse every single health condition if you have the knowledge. And so a couple of years ago, I was introduced to these redox molecules. I had heard about them, but nobody had really explained them to me. And I did a deep dive research, and I was blown away. I was like, how did I not know about this? Today, they've been on the market for how long is it, Polk? 15 years? 15 years. And the discovery of these molecules and what they do in the body has won the Nobel Prize. And so, after the research, I tried it out on me and my family members, had amazing results. I had an issue where acid had been coming up in my throat. I tried all my natural path tools, couldn't get well from it. Went to a top Beverly Hills gastroenterologist, did all his treatments, all of his medications, nothing worked. And then, I really just threw my hands up. And then a year later, introduced to these molecules, and I'd been drinking them for a couple of weeks. And I realized, oh my goodness, I no longer have this issue of acid coming up in my throat. And what I quickly realized was that even though I'd been doing the right things, because, redox molecules is something that every cell in the body manufactures, and they are used for cellular communication. This is how our cells communicate with each other. So if your cellular communication is optimal and there is a toxin that comes into the body or a cell with damaged DNA shows up, well, normally your cells would communicate the problem, your immune system would get it, and then would take care of the problem. But there is a caveat. We know science tells us that beginning at age 11 or 12, there's a natural decline in your body's production of these molecules by 1% a year. Now, I'm 62. I would normally be 50% deficient in these molecules, but because I supplement with them, I'm literally back up to those optimal levels of when I was 11 or 12. So when I brought in these molecules and brought my cellular communication back up to normal or optimal, then my immune system was getting the message and it fixed the problem. I no longer had acid coming up in my throat. So I quickly introduced this into my naturopath practice. And I truly was blown away at what I was seeing because, I'd never seen one single supplement be able to help every single issue, and what we tell people, if your cells are involved, then this is going to improve your issue because cellular communication is everything.
Yeah.
Our immune systems were designed to heal us, But if it doesn't get the message of what the problem is and where the problem is and what to do about it, then it's not going to be fixed.
So no, yeah,
Yeah. So that's kind of a
amazing,
little introduction into my journey. Well, I can share more in a bit.
amazing. Thank you, Cathy. Polk?
Well, my journey is a little bit different in that, I was a pilot. And of course, as a pilot, it was very important that the plane not have any bad things happen. So prevention was pretty important. And at that time, too, I learned I was in my 20s and I was invincible, but I learned that taking care of my body, preventing things from going wrong with my body was pretty important, too, because if I got sick, I couldn't fly. So I started then exercising, doing all the good things for my body that I could do. And that included the nutrition. And as years went by, I got a little bit better at it and learned that actually using supplements was the best way to get that nutrition. The astronauts learned that too. They had to take it up there with them. And so anyway, I also discovered too that the getting the supplements from a direct sales company was really a very good idea because you get to go directly to the company. And anyway, it worked fairly well so far. I'm in my 80s now, and I've outlived my younger brother and sister by 20 years, just about. And I believe that without a doubt, the best supplement that I have discovered for my body are these redox molecules. Without a doubt, I will never be a day without taking it. And, of course, knowing how important it is for the world to know about it, and we're the only one, the way the world is going to discover it, I decided I wanted to share. And I really honestly believe it's the most important thing that I've done in my life.
Amazing. How long have you been on this journey with Asea Redox Molecules?
10 years.
10 years. And Cathy?
For me, it's 3 years.
3
And you know
years.
what I tell you my biggest regret is? My biggest regret is that somebody did not tell me about these molecules sooner. So that's another reason I'm on a mission outside of my traditional naturopath practice. I'm on a mission to educate as many people as I can about these molecules because people need them. Everybody needs them. They make a difference. So
how does it fit into health and let's say mental health? Because my platform, like that's a passion of mine, spreading awareness of mental health. How does it kind of promote mental health in a positive way? How can it help with mental health as well as physical health?
Right. Well, first off, we're going to show a few slides in a minute, but the National Institute of Health here in America, they studied redox molecules for 17 years. And what they found was that they regulate every system in the body, but they also penetrate the blood-brain barrier and can help improve every mental and every brain issue that you could name. So that's pretty profound. I will tell you, I get people all the time that'll say, I just feel better. I have more energy and I'm happier. A lot of people also don't understand that toxins, we live in a very toxic world, and toxins play a huge influence on our mental state.
Yeah.
And, one of the many things that the redox molecules do is they signal the body to make more glutathione. Glutathione is the master antioxidant and the master detoxifier of the body. Now, and so, every time you drink these molecules, which we recommend drinking them twice a day, you're getting an improvement in the glutathione manufacturing in your body. And, I do want to say the other thing that I noticed when I first started drinking these molecules. Now, when you work with people in the capacity I do, you do develop, an intuition. But when I started, literally within 2 to 3 weeks of drinking these molecules, I had such a height of intuition. And I know why. Our pineal glands become, affected by the toxins we're introduced to, especially fluoride. And so when you up the glutathione, which that's what this, one of the many, many things redox molecules do when you take them, you're detoxing. And you can literally, it can help detox every organ in your body, including the pineal gland. So that was something that was really amazing for me to really see the heightened intuition.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Tell us about the actual redox molecules and what they're made of, because obviously people are going to be like, well, what is in these molecules? Why are they so special? Why?
Right.
Tell us about what's in them and how they're made and processed.
Well,
you want to go to our little presentation here?
Yeah, let's go to
well, yeah, we can go into the presentation. You think that's easier?
Yeah. Okay. So these redox molecules, let me just explain in a nutshell. Every cell in your body sits in a saline solution. What is saline? Salt and water.
Water. Yeah.
And so your cells take this saline and they rearrange the molecules to create redox molecules. Now, what's beautiful is that Asea Redox is identical to the redox molecules that your body manufactures. Why we were able to, the company was able, the scientists were able to take salt and water and rearrange the molecules so that they become redox molecules. And then they were able to stabilize them, because in your body, when your body creates redox molecules, they are very fleeting. They are used and then they turn back to saline. So the fact that this company figured out how to recreate the same exact redox molecules that your body creates and stabilize them and put them in the body in a bottle is brilliant, because that way we now can put them back into our bodies. Mm-hmm. So when you reach optimal levels of redox molecules, then your cellular communication is optimal. So what we're looking at here is the gold standard of clinical studies, Torrey Labs. Now, first off, this study was done by a third party. It was not done by Asea. And what they did is they took 35-year-old men and women, and they broke them up into 3 groups. The first group got nothing. That was the control group. The second group got saline. That was the placebo group. And then the third group got the Asea Redox molecules. And after 8 weeks, they halted the study. And then they tested all 3 groups looking for health improvements. Well, the group that got nothing, the control group, and the group that got saline, the placebo group, had 0 health improvements. But 100% of the people that drank these molecules had a 21 to 31% improvement in these 5 key areas: immune system, inflammatory response, cardiovascular health, healthy digestion, and hormone modulation. Now, this is really, really huge, because most people don't realize that when a pharmaceutical company wants to bring a new drug to market here in America, all they have to prove to the FDA is a measly 3% improvement. But the fact that these Asea Redox molecules, it's not a drug, it's not a pharmaceutical product. It is safe, and everyone can use this, from newborns all the way to, end of your life. But the fact that 100% of the people experience this 21 to 31% improvement is truly groundbreaking. And it really caught my attention too.
Absolutely.
Now the other thing is, when you improve these gene signaling pathways, it has a domino effect. And there are many, many other improvements. So what we're looking at right now, EGR1, that's the hormone modulation pathway. And you're looking at the NRF2 pathway. I mean, I could go through all of these. They're very exciting. But the NRF2 pathway, if your cells are communicating at optimal levels, then when inflammation shows up in the body, the NRF2 pathway receives the communication to go to work. Now, in our next slide, you'll see the University of Bath study. Now, in this study, they used our topical redox molecule gel. You can drink it and you can use it topically. We always recommend you do both. But you can see the glutathione levels were increased by 40%. Now, in this next slide, the glutathione levels, they used a glutathione blocker. And most people don't realize that they may be doing some things that are blocking the production or quickly depleting their levels of glutathione. Things like, smoking, alcohol, over-the-counter pain medications, even antibiotics. But even with a glutathione blocker, this Asea Redox Molecule gel, facilitated a 55% increase in glutathione.
Oh.
Now, glutathione, why is it so important? It's the master antioxidant and the master detoxifier of the body. And, we live in such a toxic world, sadly, today. I always tell my clients, if you are not detoxing, gently detoxing on a daily basis, you are accumulating toxins. And over time, that leads to dis-ease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's tell them about that, how many tests they did?
Oh, right. Well, the University of Bath could not believe the results of this test. They thought, oh, we must have done it wrong. So they reran the test 9 times, got the same results 9 times.
Wow. And that's over here in the UK where I am based.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So it's not only in the US, because where did you start off in Salt Lake City? Am I correct?
Yeah, 35 countries. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I want to share with you is, as a naturopath, of course, most people I work with have some major health issues, but I love knowing that these molecules are extremely anti-aging. And Rosie is our anti-aging poster child. I mean, she was drinking the molecules and using the topical redox molecule gel. And at age 90, I mean, you look at these pictures, nobody can deny that she looks years younger at 90 than she did at 84.
Yeah.
And so, look, I live in the heart of Hollywood. And so, I'm also bombarded with people that, they want to slow down the aging process. So
yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Now, when I looked at this Stevens and Associates study on our Renew 28 gel, I instantly knew why people were getting these age-reversing results. Every time you apply this topically, it increases the blood flow to the skin within 15 minutes by 49%. Now, this is huge because our blood delivers oxygen and nutrients. 2 key important elements for slowing down the aging process. So now the other amazing thing is when you improve blood flow by this much, if there are toxins in the area, you'll flush them away. And that's why, we see people with breakouts and all sorts of skin issues get results. Now, the same gel really makes a difference if you've got discomfort, or you've got something hurting. In this slide, we see somebody's got a shoulder that's hurting. Well, the magic formula is you apply this gel 3 times in 5 minutes. Something is actively hurting. Now, once you do that, the studies show 90% of people will notice a significant reduction in discomfort. Now, what we're looking at here is a live blood cell analysis. And we have a doctor, many doctors are doing this, but a Dr. Peggy, she decided, to put these molecules to the test. So in this first slide, you see the blood cells are all coagulated. I call this sticky blood. Sticky blood is thick. It's also a sign of major inflammation. And by the way, this guy that she was doing this on said, I'm healthy. I have no issues. And then of course she looks at his blood and goes, well, wait a minute, And so after she did this, she gave him some Asea Redox Molecules to drink, and she waited 10 minutes. And here are the results. Same person, pricked his finger, got some new blood, put it under the microscope, and look at the difference. These blood cells are floating freely for the most part. They're decoagulated. There's a major decrease in inflammation literally within 10 minutes. Now, did he feel a difference? No. But this is so important because on the left side, we see coagulated blood. This means that his blood cells were not able to travel through the body and deliver oxygen and nutrients. But within 10 minutes of drinking the Asea Redox Molecules, his cells are now decoagulated and they can float freely through the body, delivering oxygen and nutrients. This is a game changer.
Yeah.
A game changer. Now, the other thing Dr. Peggy told us, she's been in practice for decades. She sees people all day long. She says it doesn't matter where you are on your health journey. Maybe it's something life-threatening. Maybe it's something, chronic. Maybe it's something you've just had a long time. She said she sees these results 100% of the time.
So anytime someone takes Asea, the results are the same.
Yes.
Every person that takes it.
Every person that takes it, their blood improves within 10 minutes. Now, here's another interesting observation.
And is that the water? Is that the molecules, drinking the molecules?
That's drinking the molecules.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, the other thing that Dr. Peggy told us, she said, she does get results with glutathione IVs, but they only last for 24 to 48 hours, and then they're completely out of your body, and they cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And most people cannot afford to do that once a week, let alone 2 times a week. But she said, what she sees with these molecules is that every time you drink them, you are literally holding up, the healthiness of your blood. You are completely, continuously making sure that, your blood is experiencing this result. And that's an incredible thing.
Amazing.
Now, we do have a website, realredoxresults.com, password Redox. Because, a lot of people come to me and go, well, I've got this issue and I've got that issue. Will it help? Well, the answer is always the same. If your issue involves your cells, the answer is yes. And one of our distributors, who happens to be from Ireland, he lives in America, but he's originally from Ireland. He has videotaped interviews with over 150 people who had serious health issues and got major results or even reversal of their health issues. So you can go to this website. We're not allowed to name names of diseases because we're not a drug.
Yeah.
But you'll see the symptoms on the left-hand side. You can click on that symptom and then watch all the testimonies around that symptom. And most of the time you will pretty much be able to figure out what their issue was. And then we also have a Facebook group that has, I think we're back up to 100,000. It got hacked, and so then we had to rebuild it. But anyway, Real Redox Results. It's a private Facebook group that we can invite you to, and you can read through 100,000 testimonies.
Can you say that again? Real Redox Results for the people watching.
Real Redox Results.
Yeah, and that's on Facebook.
Yeah, and then if you want to go to our testimony website, realredoxresults.com, password Redox, REDOX.
Mm-hmm. For that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Polk, would you like to add anything?
Well, yeah.
To the presentation?
Sure. No. Yeah, because I'll talk a little bit more about the company. But first, you've heard a lot of really good information from Cathy. And, some people like to think that that's too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
I really like to say, you know, a better question is what if it is true? Wouldn't I be missing the opportunity for a healthier or longer life?
Yeah. It's a more optimistic way of looking at things as well.
Mm-hmm. Don't want to miss out on that. Now, and this is a very special product. As you can see, there are 7 patents on it. And by the way, the patents, they don't really issue those for salt water. You know, you might do a little research, quote, quote, research, and find out that people are saying that this is just salt water. Obviously, it is not. We start out that way, but as Cathy explained, they get reconfigured and they are really redox molecules for which we have 7 active patents. But all that is wonderful, and it really is. But to me, the most compelling thing that I ever heard was the story about how this company got started. Now, Vertus Norton had at 69, he had retired from telling Kraft Foods how to run their billion-dollar businesses. He was an expert and a genius, they say, on strategy. And he, at that time, was on the board of a small biotech company that you heard Cathy saying they had tried to get this approved by the FDA, and it just literally ran out of money. And Vertus just thought way too much of this product. They'd had some amazing results, and so he didn't want it to go away. And he formed a small group, including his son, who had been a senior vice president with a very large financial company and was destined to be their president, they say. And anyway, he believed in what his father said enough that he joined him. And they, as you heard Cathy say, they discovered how to stabilize these molecules at that time so it could be bottled and marketed. And so they presented it to a pharmaceutical company, obviously with the thought that they would sell it to them. And the pharmaceutical company looked at it, said, I believe you do have something here. And here's a check for generational wealth. Now, that's a lot of zeros, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And all they had to do was walk away, they said. And walking away meant, unfortunately, there were 130 people at that time that were using the product and were having some great results. And of course, they were afraid that, if they were forced to, as the company had said, to have to stop taking this product, that some of them might not have a good result. And so they didn't really like that too much. And they also knew and heard that pharmaceutical companies will tend to take a great product like this and put it on the shelf and not introduce it to the world for some reason. I don't know why that would be, but anyway. So anyway, they told them, no, thank you. They believed in the people. They believed it was important for the people around the world to know about it. And they just said, no, thank you. We're not going to do that. That's an awful lot of integrity. I'm not sure I know that many people that would have said no.
Neither do I.
Even with it. But anyway, and by the way, yeah, this is where they are today. They're 15 years now. And they we just heard a little while ago, we're in 35 countries around the world. And they've been around for 15 years, as we said, and they have no debt, and they're still privately owned. And they've been in the top 50 direct sales companies in the world for 7 years. So lots of lives have been changed. Oops. Now, antioxidants, we know, is a huge, huge industry. Lots of products, lots of companies. It's hard to believe that 40 years ago, nobody had ever heard of an antioxidant. Can you believe it?
Mm-hmm.
It was a new science, so nobody had really known about it. It took, by the way, people have to learn about it before they can use it. And it actually took 20 years for penicillin to be used in a hospital. So you can imagine, learning about it, the education process for antioxidants took a while. And of course, the next 40 years, it's going to be redox that people are learning about and knowing how important it is to their lives. And of course, it's kind of a good deal, if you will, to know that there is one company in the world that has these redox molecules that nobody knows about, and they're still learning about it, and everybody needs it. Nobody knows about it, and we have it.
Why is it such a secret? Why isn't it gone mainstream?
This is mainstream. We are mainstream. We are the ones that are telling the story. And if we don't tell it, nobody gets it.
Okay. So that's part of the mission now.
Yeah.
Has that always been is that always been the case, or is it just, the last few years or last?
Yeah, this is the business model. And I won't go into that in any great detail right now. But the business model here is that the story is told by people, because this is the kind of product that takes more than a 30-second ad for people to know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they think it's just salt water, whatever, So it takes an explanation. So it takes people like us to tell people about it, who tell people, who tell people, who tell people, who tell people. Now we've got thousands of people around the world in 35 countries. So it's been going pretty well for 15 years. But it's still 2% of the world's population that knows about it. So there's still a good amount of people that need to still know about this.
Yeah.
So we've done pretty well. As I said, they've done $1 billion
Definitely.
in sales in 15 years. So, but we've got a lot more to go.
So what was that, 35 countries?
35 countries. Yeah. And that, it could be a lot more if they weren't just very serious about making sure that they went through all the proper channels to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Every country is a little bit different.
Yeah.
They approve something that they don't know about. It falls in the category of supplements, and they are pretty strict. Most countries are very strict. And of course, some of them you have to pay off. And we don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Integrity again.
Yes.
Again, yeah. So we're growing slowly. In real truth, there are lots of people that would like this in their own country, and we just can't get so far so fast. And they also want to make sure that they are growing at the proper rate.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I didn't mention that I think is very important, in the 15 years, we have never missed a shipment.
Wow.
Grown at the pace that we can control.
Yeah.
You can handle.
Yeah. It's
amazing.
A very special company.
Mm-hmm.
And another, just I think, very telling thing about this, the company discovered through Alan's testimonies that he did, all this, that most of the people that Alan were talking to had been doing good things for their body with other supplements before they gave up, if you will, and tried the Asea. And so, knowing that that's an important part of everybody's health, they decided to have their scientists communicate with some other scientists and put together a healthcare line with the antioxidants, the things that we all know that are important to our body, and create a line that was also available to us, so that we could be sure, because we know the quality that they always go for. They actually have every fourth batch of our product tested by an international company to make sure that we have the redox molecules that we say we do in each bottle. So with that kind of integrity, they developed a product line here of nutritional capsules that are, I will put them up against anybody's product in the world. Particularly the one in the green
Very
bottle.
Confident.
Oh, yeah. I know what there is an advantage to coming into a market a little bit later than everybody else, because you can find out from the people that supply all these things what works and what doesn't.
Works best.
Yeah.
And so they choose, and they, trust me, they have not spared expense. Cathy will tell you, they put in some products, some
ingredients that are super high quality. You won't find anywhere else. So
tell us a bit more about the other products, that not all of them. I don't want to go too much into it, because you can get the website and access that, but there's Topical, and that was the gel, wasn't it? You were saying earlier.
Sure.
and you've got the supplements,
Well,
the
yeah.
water.
Yeah, just very briefly, I will tell you, that, and Cathy will tell you, that those three products that you see there next to she's been talking about the Renew 28, but we
Mhm.
also have a serum that we call, and it's twice the concentration. So it's for the spots that you have some extra problems with. And a
Yeah,
man,
it's topical.
yeah, these are the three topical products that we have. And
And is this part of the anti-aging?
it is.
Yeah,
It is. Yeah, and of course, they've got everything else.
which
If
is
you,
popular. Everyone wants to look young, don't they? So yes, it's very important that
Yeah.
we emphasize on that.
that's, yeah. And again, yeah, I'm not that young. But yeah, so it's a skincare line that Cathy's an expert at that, by the way, and she will tell you that there's probably not another skincare product line on the market that is as good as this.
Yeah, it's just everything this company does is super high quality. The supplements are food based, which is so important. These
Mhm.
cell performance drinks, I mean, they'll change your life. You know, you're feeling a little bit down or blue, drink some mood. Within 15, 20 minutes, I promise you, you'll feel better.
Yeah,
You know, same with the energy. You know, my family members take that energy drink. They have it with them at all times, so that they're feeling a little low energy. They get an instant boost. So you've just got a really high quality, the highest quality products on the market today.
And I will let me throw mine in there too. That mind is something that I use every day, and
Mhm.
it's not to make me smarter. That would be good, but it's you know, it's to clear brain fog and things like that. But but I also know that it's one of those things that if you have a memory problem, it is assisting that not being a problem.
Right.
so it helps with the memory
Right.
as
Right.
well. That's again, it comes onto mental
Exactly.
health.
Well,
Yeah.
mental and mood, I tell you, I
Yeah.
mean, you do those. Oh my goodness. If somebody's got some mental and some mood issues of any kind, I've just never seen anything work like these work. I mean, within 15 to 20 minutes, you will notice a difference.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And they're powders, you can pour them into something you like too. And I might just say too that the Asea liquid, there are people that when they taste it, they say, "Oh my goodness, tastes like pool water or something even worse." Which, which by the way, is an indication that they need it because
Yeah.
after that gets everything back into balance, to me it tastes like water.
Yeah. It tastes like
Okay.
water to me too. But yeah, I just got an email last night from somebody. Oh my gosh, it didn't taste good. I'm like, well, that's just a sign that you are either you've got high toxicity or you are very deficient in redox molecules or both. But you just keep drinking, and within, you know, a week or two, um, the taste becomes more mild and more mild. So
Now,
Amazing.
yeah.
now just as a little bit of a wrap up here,
Mhm.
or for the company and what it really offers. We offer obviously improved health. There is, everybody really needs it. And so it's something that we highly, highly, highly recommend for everybody for their own health or for somebody that they love. And of course, this is part of, in my mind, too, the sharing of this is a service to mankind.
Definitely.
Everybody really needs to know how good this is for them and believe it, and then hopefully even share it with other people. Most of us, if we see a good movie, we're going to tell people about it. So it's a
Right.
good idea here too. And of course, personal development, I think, is something that's important as it can be. I know it helped me to become the success that I was in my furniture business. And this comes with the program. If you decide to help share this, what we do very, very well is help you to understand how important it is for you to believe in you.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
and of course the freedom when you're working for yourself and nobody's telling you when and where and how, that is pretty special. That's what I learned. I learned a long time ago that I was psychologically unemployable. I didn't really like people telling me what to do,
Hmm.
when to do it. And so anyway, so this is a really great way. If you want to share, if you just want it for your health, that's fine. But if you would like to share, you can get a little residual income, and that's an important part too. Residual means you don't have to do time for money. It comes in whatever you do, even while you're asleep. With a little extra effort, you can do a little or you can do a lot, and that's your choice. You can do a part-time business, you can do a full-time business, and you can start for as little as $45. And the beauty of this kind of business that is your own business is that you don't have to hire people, you don't have to fire people, you don't have to take care of shipping, billing, not collecting, all those things that people that own businesses have to do and spend many, many hours and don't get well rewarded for it most of the time. And I was a furniture rep. I liked making a commission and not having to do all that other stuff. So anyway, so I'm very familiar with not wanting to own a business, but this is the way to do it. If you want to have your own, this is a great way to do it. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that part. So obviously it's a great opportunity. And if you want some more information, there's the website that's actually my website, and I can forward anything that you need to do to Cathy and to Shardia.
I just want to add to that. How would you get people to feel good about what they're doing? In a sense, when you was talking about the entrepreneurship and psychological, transition of, what not wanting to work for anyone else. How do you help shift that mindset? How did you shift that mindset?
Well, there are lots of wonderful books, and I've got a long list of them, some short, some long. They all pretty much tell you the same thing. That if you believe in yourself and you believe that what you want to do, knowing what you want to do, if you know, like have a clear picture of that, you can get anything that you want, period.
And Shardia, I will tell you, there's no greater sense of joy and accomplishment than helping other people,
Hmm.
whether it's with their health or their finances or both. So, I mean, that's just it really is true. You go help. This business is about helping other people with their
Hmm.
health, and if they're interested in they want to share this, they want to turn it into a business, then we will help them do that as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but most of us just naturally, we find something that works, we tell people about it.
Yeah.
It's really a natural way of doing business.
Yeah. And generous resources, sharing resources, and
Right.
yeah, it's all part
right.
of networking as well, finding the right people to network, building that
Yeah.
community, trusting community. Yeah, so
Right.
important. So
Yeah,
important.
and Tyler Norton, who is the son, he believes in people more than anybody that I've ever met in my
Mm.
life. And that's another thing I will add. In this company, as you heard, I've been around a long time. I have never met a collective group of people that are more just better people.
Mm.
Everybody's hard. Everybody here. I saw some people on stage, the high earners in the company, and they were asked, "What's the most important thing that you know or do, and why do you do this?" And in every case, the answer was to help people. Uh, and Tyler is all about that. The ethos of this company just comes out in him, and it is there because of him. And he actually took there's this business. Some people call it network marketing.
Mhm.
He redefined that to next level marketing, which simply meant what we need to be doing is finding out what people want and need and
And
help
need, yeah.
them,
Hmm.
period.
Definitely.
You don't do
And
it
that's
for
the
money.
whole basis of Asea Redox,
It is. It's helping
the
people.
whole
What they,
ethos. Yep.
Yeah.
So going forward, what's what I know you probably can't say too much, you don't know too much, but what is the future of ASEA? What do you think
Well,
can
well,
it replace big pharma, or is that too much of a question to
well,
ask, or is
we
it that
can't
just a hope?
you
we
can't say,
can't we can't really say that, but this is what I will say. This product's been available for 15 years, and remember, it usually takes about 20 years to bring a new category to the masses. So we are right on the cusp of the entire world embracing this. So we've been, the company's been working, people like Polk have been working for a number of years. And the word is getting out. And people are beginning to accept that there may be a better way. There may be something more that I can do for prevention or,
Mhm.
things that can help me with whatever situation I'm in. I mean, people are becoming more open-minded.
Yeah.
And so I just would say, anybody out there who is open-minded, who loves helping people, this is something you got to take a look at.
Mhm.
Because I promise you, in the next year or two, if you walk away, I promise you in the next year or two, you're going to see an explosion in this, and you'll go, "Oh man, I wish I would have, done more 2 years ago." So just mark my words. We're starting. It's really starting to explode. People are they need this, and there are people in situations where they're like, okay, I'm open-minded. They try it, they get results. And then what do? They share it with people.
Mhm.
They share it with people. So
Yeah.
and I firmly believe that this will be the largest healthcare company in the world. I firmly believe that. I mean,
yeah,
we've got something.
Natural healthcare company as
Oh,
well,
I'm not,
yeah,
and that's so
I'm,
important.
I'm talking, well, actually, I would love to see us replace Pfizer, but
yeah.
So
Well,
would I.
we can't go that far,
we're that far,
but
but we're working on it.
well, and also what's really amazing is that we are still, after 15 years, we are the only company in the entire world that has redox molecules. We're the only ones. And it's heavily patented. So,
Hmm.
we don't expect there to be any competition. So right now you've got a product that everyone needs, nobody knows about it, and there's only one company that has it. That's an
And,
incredible opportunity.
and I will also add that our owners are approached every week by drug companies,
Yeah, I
by
can
the,
imagine.
Yeah,
and
they
have
want
since the beginning, and they continue and will continue to say no.
Yeah,
yeah.
integrity. And that's what drawn me to you when, we reached out to me and then we got talking integrity. And we spoke about that in our previous Zoom meetings and prior to this. And that's what drawn me to AC Redux and wanting to help promote and spread it, spread the message as well as, um, trying it myself. And feeling 16 again. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. But yes, I just want to mention this. I don't want to say the word because it's traumatizing for many. But did you see a spike in sales and people more interested in the redox molecules since
Yep.
the um the issue, the big
The
um
big experiment, is that what you're talking about?
the big C.
Yes. Yes.
Did you see a
Well,
spike in people being more interested in redox
oh yeah.
molecules?
Yeah. Just over the last couple of years of what the whole world has been through. And
Yeah.
now you said the big C, and absolutely, absolutely. And there are doctors all over the world that are open-minded,
Definitely.
that are using this in their
Yeah.
practices, you know. And then there's just lots of everyday people that are using it and educating others on it.
Mhm.
So
Definitely. I'm part of a worldwide, since the COVID vaccination, I don't want to say too much, but it's a worldwide like group of healthcare doctors, physicians, top
mhm,
healthcare um, professionals, and they're against the
mhm.
vaccine, not because they're against vaccines, but how it's made, how it was made, how it just come about,
Right.
skeptical, and this isn't
Untested.
some, right. So I'm part of that, and like you said, there are thousands of doctors worldwide speaking up, and kind of going in more the
Right.
naturopath direction, which is great because I grew up and my stepdad was very, quite natural in that sense. I taught and herbs, medicines, it
Yep.
was more remedies. So that's just installed in me. So anything nature I'm kind of drawn to.
Right.
Um Obviously, I'm a city girl. I'm from the city. I no longer live in the city, but I'm from the city. So I've had to unlearn a lot of things due to the, growing up and the programming and the environment and the
Mhm.
toxins. But I would advise everybody just to try and just at least research. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. But our best doctor, I believe, is ourselves because only we know our bodies. But we need to start listening to it more. And because of the busyness of society, there's so much. I don't like saying excuses, but reasons. Well, they are excuses as well because we need to slow down, don't you think?
Mhm.
Don't
Oh,
you
yeah.
think as, people, we need to slow down, but it's
Smell the roses.
it's
Yeah.
easier said than done when you've got bills to pay and you've got this
Right.
lifestyle to keep up with, and for a lot of people that's what it is. So it's quite scary.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all we can do is do what we're doing now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, I would say keep an open mind.
yeah,
This could be your vehicle, your vehicle to better health
yeah,
and better finances.
yeah,
And we beat
definitely.
around the bush here a little bit about the agendas that some people have, like big pharma, and what they will do to keep things like this company from being able to tell the world about them.
Mhm.
And we're beginning to see more and more that they are losing their agenda to
Mhm.
have an
Their
It's a big
power.
shift going on, isn't there? So I think, like I
There
said,
is,
since
there is. And we're all getting a little bit smarter, I think,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
more knowledgeable, actually. And they're less able to do what they have always wanted to do.
and the information is there.
And people are starting to find it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So
So
amazing.
people like you,
Yeah. People like me and many others. Where
Yeah.
can people purchase Redox molecules? Would that be on the website?
yes, the website that I put up, and I can do that again real quick. Staying well. That
Staying
my
well. Yeah. My
AseaLive.com.
MayaSeaLive.com. Yeah. So stayingwell.mayasealive.com, guys. And this is where you can purchase all your supplements and Asea.
You can contact
Yes.
me there, and I will take care of everything and make sure that Shardia gets
Would you say, well, all of the supplements are good, obviously, but would you say the main one would be the molecules
the question.
Yeah.
It's
That's
out of all this Asea products? That's what I meant, Asea products. Would you say the salt water, the salt water?
the Redox Molecule Water.
Yeah,
That's our flagship
yeah,
product.
yes,
Nobody else in the entire world has this product.
yeah.
And so, and optimal redox molecules levels are a foundational piece of health. For
Mhm.
many people, they've been doing everything they possibly can. They're not getting the results. They add in the redox molecules, and it turns out the redox molecules was the missing link to getting the results they were looking for. So,
Amazing. And this is again from newborns to elderly.
I mean, anybody and everybody, brand new babies all the way to your last days on earth, that you cannot reach toxic levels. They've done toxicity tests and they could not get one single rat to die, no matter how much they gave of the redox molecules. So it's 100% toxic free. It does not interfere with any medication, whether they be over the counter or prescription, and it does not interfere with any medical procedure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I will qualify the statements with the fact that on our bottle, we say, if you are pregnant, you must contact a doctor. We only say that because we have to.
Yeah.
And that's when you're
I can
taking any
assure-
of the product. Is that any of the products or just the salt water?
Just it's not salt water.
Sorry, I
It's
like to
redox
say no. It's
molecules.
not just salt water, but I like to say that because it's the nature of it. It's not anything else, is it? It's just
Yeah.
been.
Well,
Do you know what I mean? So
I
Right.
know what you mean.
that's in
Do
that
not
sense.
misunderstand that either. That's the negative that people say. Oh, it's just salt water. Well, it's
But
not.
it should be. It's not. But what's the matter with it being salt? Is a mineral, one of the most powerful minerals of the world. And if it's used properly and
Oh,
correctly, then it can
that's
do a
another.
lot.
Yeah, that's another.
And I've researched it. It's because we don't know, and these, like you said, these molecules have been designed to, and yeah, I
There
get
we-
it because I
Yeah.
research it. I get it, so I know how important this
Yes, I
is.
know. Yeah. There are websites that say it's just salt water. So what we're trying to do is
Oh, does it?
oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
they
why
want
I'm
to.
so adamant about saying no, it's not.
It's not just salt water, but there's a lot of people that are ignorant, and there's a lot of people that want to steer you away. So
Yeah,
they say, "Oh, why are you drinking salt water?" No, it's no longer salt water.
it's not just any salt water because not
It's
all salt is good.
it's redox molecules, and
This is not salt water
If
anymore.
they're molecules, people,
It's redox
molecules.
molecules.
redox molecules. Yeah.
Yeah.
Redox molecules.
Yeah.
And in reality too, there's the amount of salt is like 1 carat in
Yeah.
that dose
In each bottle.
in each bottle.
Yeah.
So not very much. No,
Okay.
in each dose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Each time you drink it.
You're not drinking salt.
Yeah.
So if you can't use salt, this is not
Yeah.
that's the real issue there too, because there are people.
Oh, so even if that you can still.
Even if you don't, if
Yeah.
the doctor tells you not to drink salt or use salt, this is
You
not
can
a,
drink.
You can still drink it.
You can drink Redox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So, how important is it for you to spread this message?
Well, I'm going to tell a few testimonies of what I have personally seen. Okay. I have a family member that had bad cells that had spread and started drinking this. 2 months later, the scan shows no bad cells. The bad cells that spread were gone. And then a year later, has another scan, and the doctor calls him a miracle patient because they don't see bad cells anywhere in the body. Now, I'm going to tell you another story, another testimony. I got a phone call from a woman. She said, "You don't know me, but I'm in a dire situation, and I've been told that you know a lot, you research a lot, and I want to see if you can help me." Her liver enzymes had shot up to in the 900s. Now, your liver enzymes are supposed to be between 10 and 25.
Is it popular in the fitness scene, athletes and sports?
Absolutely.
Because it's all to do with health and wellness.
Right.
Are they
goodness, yes.
familiar with Asea as well?
Yeah.
We have Olympic athletes that do this. And one of them that I've heard say, first of all, it helped her performance, but more than importantly to her, after you've worked real hard at anything, any kind of race, it takes a while to
recover.
Mm-hmm.
And this, she said, I just walked by the recovery pool. I quit having to go in there to wind down. And we've got a lady that's almost my age that does Ironman stuff worldwide, and she's won some titles in her 70s.
Iron Man.
Ironman. You know what that is?
Wow.
I mean, that's
is that when they lift up the?
No. This is when they run too far, swim too far, and bike too far.
Yeah, they do all sorts of
miles and miles of each
races in one day.
She said, by the way, that before Asea, when she finished a race, which is hours, by the way, she would go to the Red Cross tent and stay there for a couple of hours. That's where her daughter always met her. After Asea, her daughter couldn't find her because she didn't stop.
Yeah, she recovered so much quicker.
And also she said, I would have to lay off for a week. I couldn't start training again for a week or two. And now she does it the next day.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is for athletes, whether you're, a weekend warrior or you're an Olympic athlete or a professional athlete. We do have professional athletes using this as part of their daily protocols.
Mm-hmm. And most of them don't want to share it because they don't want the competition to know about it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
In a good way, in a good way, but also in a bad way.
Yeah.
Self-serving there, but
right.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, thank you. I think you've answered everything in the conversation, in the explanation you were speaking in the presentations. Amazing breakthrough that needs to be out there a lot more because we're living in unprecedented times.
Right.
And this is why I do what I do as well, to help get messages out and support people like yourselves and organizations and companies and businesses and institutions like yourselves to try and help as much people as possible, because the world is in quite a dark place. But I have faith. I don't like the word hope. I like the word faith. I have faith in brighter days.
Right.
So I think that it's so important for people like us to keep doing what we're doing. And I really appreciate you coming on my platform and sharing this insightful information, because it is a breakthrough, and it is so important right now more than ever, throughout all generations, young, old, middle age. Our health is our wealth, and we need to start really taking it more seriously, especially in the Western world. We need to slow down, but this can help us do that. This can help us do that.
Yeah, we agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Is there anything else would you like to add before we wrap up?
No, thank you for doing this.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
Great mission.
Yeah. You're a naturopath, Cathy. So if anyone needs any more information or guidance or support or consultations, are you available for that?
Yeah, Polk and I work together.
Okay, so, no problem.
Yeah, we work
so
together,
you both back
so.
We three work together. Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's fine. And it's good to be good, and it feels good.
It is good. Feels good to do good in this world.
It does.
Yeah, feels good to do good in this world.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you again, guys. Cathy Painter and Polk Dillon, thank you for joining me. And hopefully we get to do this again after I start taking Asea. I'd like to do another one 6 months later. Guys, this is absolutely amazing. You have to, look at me. I look great. So this is me now, guys. 6 months time. I think we should do this again. And
Yes, that sounds good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Or even before that, actually.
Yeah, before.
Or even before that,
Maybe 10 minutes later.
Yeah. That's like, let's go on air. Let's go live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.